Easy people. Right now we are crossing the River Nile, leaving Cairo, heading toward the Giza Plateau. This is my driver, Mohammed. He's getting me there nice and safely, aren't you, sir? He's a good man. Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to the pyramids. I am excited. This is my first time here and I am looking forward to showing you around the Giza Plateau. You?
Yeah.
Oh, you have the same, you have the dreads.
Yeah,
dreadlocks. Wow, I had a good hair. Mo Salah. That's nice hair, brother. I like it.
What?
Your hair, very nice.
Habibi.
Habibi.
Thank you, Habibi.
Ah, Hadidi. Hadidi. What is it? Is it limestone?
This is the limestone.
You say it's limestone?
Yeah, all the stone come from Luxor.
Uh-huh.
And this is the great one, you have a 3 million stone.
3 million stones?
Yeah, this is the biggest
This is the
one.
Great Pyramid. Oh, you get me a gift?
Yeah, this is the biggest one, Cheops.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The Great Pyramid of Giza.
Cheops, the name.
Cheops.
The barking of the ship. Because before build the dam, I told you can use this ship for bringing the stone from Luxor, Aswan.
Ah, it's the Nile. The Nile's
yes,
over there.
Been here.
Yeah? That's what they brought it to this point here.
Yes, this is the barking of the ship. The ship before here.
Yeah?
See the 3 queens for the great one and see the 3 queens for the smaller one. Because I told you here you have a Mayan pyramid. We can see the Mayan pyramid one line like that.
Yeah?
And see the Sphinx, see the tomb, the temple.
Yeah.
See which you prefer you like, camel, horse. This is the taxi of the desert here.
Have to go. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm alright with that then.
What?
I don't need a camel.
This is the taxi, I'll show you
Yeah,
everything.
taxi. No, I don't need the camel. I'll walk it.
Walk this far. This
Well, I want to see these three first, the three main ones. That's my...
the Mayan one is down in the
Yeah,
desert.
yeah.
There's more far from here. And then if you wanted the camel, make you good experience. You
Yeah.
come one time, not come every day.
Yeah, I know. No, I don't want the camel.
And then same the government price.
That's alright. Yeah, no, there's more money on the camel.
Yes, we'll share you everything here.
Yeah. It's more money, huh?
Yeah, the same government price.
Yeah.
We have lists of government price.
And what's that?
What?
What is the price?
This 500 Egyptian.
Yeah, no, I'm okay.
500 for 1 hour.
No. I'm okay.
No?
Yeah. Because I pay the price on my entrance ticket.
What is the price of the interest?
560.
Yes, 540.
540. There you go.
Yes,
You know it better than me.
500.
No, it's okay. I want to just walk around the complex.
This
I want the three main pyramids. I'm here to see.
Yes, with this
The
we
Orion.
This one will show you this view
Yeah.
because the car not allowed to go there.
So it's the only parking.
Yes, we have the parking, but this view, the animals just to go because the desert. 500
Yeah.
for 1 hour.
For 1 hour. Oh
Show
yeah.
you
It's got a price there,
everything.
riding
Yes, I
tariff.
asking you. This is the government price. I'm honest with you.
Oh yeah. I know. I believe you. I
understand?
just don't want to do it. Yeah.
Up to
I believe you.
You
But
want the carriage like this together? We
Yeah.
show you everything. See the panorama.
no, I'm good, man.
Take
I
nice
just
photo.
I just want to walk around the three main ones and
Up
then
to you.
see what the time is. You can see the Great Pyramid behind me. We've got all of these smaller pyramids and temples right here. And I'm just going to look at the walls because I used to think that this was built by carving, but I don't see that anymore. I see stone casting. So cement mixture, which has water added, and then it sets, goes rock solid. That is how they're able to mold these stones into position. Or, as we are told, the builders who had no access to machinery, no power, no tools, quarried all of these enormous boulders, much bigger than this because they were cut on site, transported them up the Nile, and then carved them and maneuvered them all into position with only copper chisels and ropes. History is just an agreed version of events to explain things, but it doesn't necessarily mean it is the definitive explanation. We are free to draw our own conclusions. Again, it is up to you. Presented with the evidence, the different hypotheses. Was it carved with copper chisels, maneuvered into position with ropes and just manpower? Or was this a mixture in biodegradable bags, water added, shaped as it was in its clay texture, and then allowed to set and become the rock solid substance that we know today? This is the Great Pyramid, and as you can see, the joinery is still in pretty good condition. I mean, to get the rocks to join this good by carving, moving and positioning them into place. I thought he was shouting at me then. Is not an easy task. That is why I'm of the opinion that this was cast, moulded, geopolymer. It's actually a simple way of explaining things and more plausible than being carved as granite rock. If you imagine a mixture, almost like a cement mixture in a biodegradable bag, moved into position, and when water is added you get almost like clay for a certain period, and that is when you position it so that it's joining extremely tight, and once it sets off in the baking sun it is rock solid, no moving. And that is how you're able to get the rocks not only into position all the way up these incredible structures, but you're also able to join them with the level of precision that we see all over these incredible complexes. That is a simple way to explain how they could build such monumental structures. But these complexes are encoded with incredible knowledge. And that is why I'm of the opinion that the people who built this complex were of higher consciousness, because the pyramid, or the three main pyramids that are here, because there are many on this site, are laid out in the formation of the Orion belt star constellation, the three main belt stars, and other pyramids making the entire star constellation. That is not an easy task to do today with our technology, with our laser precision. And on top of this we also have the golden ratio, the Fibonacci sequence, a mathematical formula that is found throughout nature, throughout our reality. It is a fingerprint of intelligent design. Now this mathematical formula is found in architecture all around the world, in the design, in the layout, in the dimensions. It is considered perfection, what is idealistic, and this formula is encoded in the Great Pyramid of Giza with a level of longitude that is literally impossible to replicate today without technology. It is facing true north. Really just more evidence of a higher consciousness being behind such a structure. The Sphinx behind me, we see all of these complexes that are buried right here, and just there we have a very good example of the stone casting being poured and buried by the sand on top underneath this incredible complex. And what is also rather interesting about the pyramids and the Orion belt stars, the link, is this is also found at Mexico, Teotihuacan, Indonesia, China, when all of these cultures supposedly had no awareness of one another, and yet they all built pyramids laid out to the exact precise level of degrees of the Orion belt stars. Now that is not a coincidence. That is incredibly revealing about these incredible structures. Inside the Great Pyramid of Giza, in the King's Chamber, there are hieroglyphs, and these hieroglyphs are depictions of the star constellations, the symbols that we use for them today, and they are all laid out in the precise place that they should be for the galactic clock which is above us. This is the precession of the equinox, the great year, which takes approximately 26,000 years, roughly 2,100 years to go through each age. So whoever built these pyramids in Egypt was highly aware of the galactic clock above us, the great year, the precession, the movement of the stars, and they encoded it alongside many other things within the architecture of this pyramid. Just behind the Great Pyramid we have a great example here of the finishing stones. Obviously a lot of erosion has taken place, deliberate destruction. It has been established that gold was also used on covering these Great Pyramids, and gold being an excellent conductor of electricity, which again, I believe this is what these structures were truly built for, was more of a harnessing of electromagnetic energy which is all around us, etheric energy, and the gold that would have been on the finishing stones covering these monumental structures would have conducted this electro energy and harnessed it to its maximum efficiency. Perhaps places of healing, perhaps use in something that we're not aware of. But whatever your opinion of the pyramids, what they were built for, what they were used for, the fact that they have this incredible encoded knowledge within its dimensions, within its structure, with the Orion belt stars, it is clear that the builders were highly aware. And of course a simple method such as geopolymer, casting of stone, is what you would expect from a advanced, highly aware, highly conscious civilization. Get one there. One for me. Get one for me as well. Yeah, bro. Come. One on me, yeah? Yes, brother. Good man, huh? Thank you. Could you imagine if all of these rocks that have been removed were still in place, like we see there at the base level? It would look very much like the pyramids and other temples and complexes that we see in South America. Exactly the same. Officially, we are told over 3 million boulders were used in the construction of this pyramid alone. The total amount to complete a complex as large as the one on the Giza Plateau just defies all logic, all reasoning. But if we apply the method of stone casting, geopolymer, mixture being made up on the site.
Have a good day, brother.
Yeah, you too, brother.
Later, inshallah.
If you imagine all of these stones were still here, still in place of this lower level ones, it would look exactly like the pyramids that you find in Latin America, Central and South America, the Mayan culture. Is that perhaps why they've all been removed? Here we go. Get a picture. You want a picture? There we go. Get paparazzi. You get one for mine as well, yeah? Hey. Would that join one or two many dots for people, perhaps? Would we be looking at these two cultures as much of the same? Mayan and Egyptology, so many references, both symbolic to the galactic year, the Mayan calendar. That's exactly what it is, the movement of the stars above. The 2012 end of the world that we were told, or programmed with a bit of fear, that wasn't actually that. It was just the end of an age, end of the age of Pisces, and then moving into the age of Aquarius, the celestial movement of the heavenly bodies. You can see the entrance there to the Great Pyramid. Also another one up high.
You know what's the name of this stone?
No.
This is basalt.
Oh, basalt. Basalt, yeah.
Yes, basalt. The red one is granite.
Granite.
Yes, and this one basalt stone. This is the tomb of this the king.
So two different
Yes.
mixtures.
This is for rich king.
Mm.
For rich king only. Like big pyramid, Cheops.
Yes.
All the land of him, that's by this stone.
Right. This is like a temple area.
Yes. Yes, all this Nile down here before.
The Nile was here.
Yes, yes, all this Nile before.
Wow.
Because if the ship stopped there,
Yeah.
then they bring the stone from this way.
And that's how they transported it.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then they climb, and then they cut the stone here, and then they build the pyramid after.
Wow. So the blocks were even bigger
Yeah.
when they allegedly transported them from
Very bigger, yes. Come to sun.
Answa.
Sam, you see the big one,
Yeah.
Cheops. Second one, Kafrin, a small one, Macarinus. خلاص عمك حسن جه احسك وحدد جه. Look the people there.
Yeah.
Because from there, that's good view, good picture. The 9 pyramids in dual line.
Ah, okay.
Now look, my friend.
Yeah.
To the small, the son of the big one,
Yeah.
and to the small, the queen of the 3 one.
Ah.
Yes.
So there's nine pyramids
9
total
pyramids, yes,
in
totally.
this, but
Yeah.
there's many more around.
Yes.
Yeah. There's
Yes. But look, if you like see this pyramid and this pyramid, see each one is bigger. Why?
Well, yeah, because perspective. Yeah, because we're closer.
No, because the first one you build from Atalan down, and the second one you build from Atalan higher up.
Oh. So this one goes, the bigger one goes down further.
Yeah, and then see the top up there.
Yeah.
Because before
It's missing.
Yeah, before you have something like pyramid, 11 meter. That's gold one.
The gold, right?
One, yes.
Right.
You said
Yeah,
that
yeah,
before.
I've been. Yeah, I know, I
Yes.
know, I know.
Because every size you have eyes of the Horus, the king.
Eye of Horus, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. The Egyptian king. Woo-hoo.
Egyptian massage.
Egyptian massage, huh? Look at this complex though. Wow. It's incredible, man. Well, I wasn't planning on going for a camel ride. I thought it was just a picture, but you know how it works out here. Sometimes you got to go with it. And he's told me he's just going to take me here. It's just a short journey. I'm not going all the way up. So we'll do this. Good picture, yeah?
Nice picture of wood.
I knew that would happen. They were trying to extort 500 from me. I stood my ground, not paying it. I'll give him 100 in the end, but that's something you have to be aware of and mindful of. Anyway, let's continue on. So that is the 3rd pyramid there. I just want to come over to some of these because you can see, look at this, how this is buried. This is a really good example of how the mixture would be made on site, almost like it's poured, but in the texture of clay. You can see the 2nd pyramid and the 3rd smaller pyramid, which we was just at. And look at this, all of these great examples here of subterranean levels. I would suspect that they all link up, an underground network joining all of this complex as one. But now look at this. This is a good example of how you could see how it was poured in sections. You see hieroglyphs here. Now if you imagine when this was almost like it's clay mixture, so it was damp, it was easily moldable. That is how they've shaped a lot of it into position, and this is how they put the carvings. You can see how much of it is buried by the sand, but we get enough of an indication just to see how it's poured, how it's added layer upon layer. Even over to the other side, just over there in the distance, you can see how there is clearly something there, poured in layers, structure. You heard what the gentleman said about the missing capstone on the Great Pyramid there in the distance. Gold, an excellent conductor of electricity. I do believe these structures were used for healing, energy, electromagnetism, free energy in methods that we're yet to realise today, and we at least get some indication of how it would look when it was finished, with these smooth finishing stones that are no longer here. You can see how large some of these stones are, to be carved on site, manoeuvred into position, with the closeness of each stone. Really, it's just not plausible unless you are looking at stone casting, as I keep saying. It really does explain how they were able to build such magnificent structures. How would you go about lifting these enormous objects and placing them on top of each other, maneuvering them into position next to each other without any gaps? Incredible. Just inside the Sphinx complex right now, much of the same. You can see all of the restoration work, but underneath the original looks as though it's been poured in sections, layer upon layer. Geopolymer stone casting. Even the surrounding wall has all the hallmarks of being cast, poured, section upon section. The Sphinx just behind me, you can see all of these complexes that are buried. So many of them, all the way. As I suspect, this entire plateau was once an enormous complex, and much of it is still buried, still yet to be rediscovered. Further evidence of this being a built complex, all of it, and the sand has literally just covered the majority, but not the pyramids. I would suspect that this entire Giza Plateau was finished, was an actual city of some sort, where everything was finished. It wasn't just these pyramids that were here. This outer basalt stonework is just like you would see in South America with the Inca and Mayan. I'm of the opinion that it's the same methods that were used there that were used here. Is that perhaps why this has been deliberately destroyed somewhat, so that people don't see the similarities? Because again, these cultures, allegedly, with our timeline of history, a version of history, they didn't have any awareness of one another. My friend Paul Cook, who I've recommended people check out on YouTube before, has actually replicated his own mixture, his own granite geopolymer substance, which shows you it's not as far-fetched as you would assume at the beginning. And when you apply that method of thinking, you begin to see how simple it would be to build these structures. And when you look at this, how many other places are there around the world that we just assume are natural rock formations, but in actual fact are geopolymer, man-made, and because of erosion or deliberate damage, cover-ups, whole range of things, they have now become a rough surface, and we just perceive it as rocks, as the mountains. Fresh eyes see new things, as they say. Well, guys, whatever your perception is of how the pyramids were built, the most important thing to remember is the facts that we know for certain. And that is that this complex is built around the Orion belt star constellation to the precise level of measurement and degree. Also inside the King's Chamber we have depictions of the other star constellations that are in the precise place. You have Egyptology's reference of the sun god, the moon god, and it is clear that this whole complex is centered around the gigantic clock that is above us, the movement of the heavenly bodies, the precession of the equinox. Now, to observe such a thing is a clear indication of higher consciousness, higher awareness, advanced astrophysics, and it takes a long time to observe such a thing, as the galactic year is 26,000 years approximately. So the builders of this complex clearly were advanced, and they paid homage to the natural order of things, the natural cycle of time. We are told that time is a linear progression, a straight line, and we've never been as advanced as we are today through technology and everything else. But time itself, as observed from these complexes, is cyclical. It goes in cycles. When that began, that is getting into a field that we just are not able to answer, but the movement of the clock above and the clear evidence that there was an advanced civilization here before us that built this complex and all of the other complexes clearly tells us that time is cyclical. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I've thoroughly enjoyed it here. I'm now going to find a quiet spot, do some meditation and enjoy my last few hours in the complex. Anyway guys, you know the score. Take care of yourselves, stay blessed, and I will see you on the next video. Always remember guys, life is a beautiful adventure.